Okay, so right now I want to prepare my cornmeal flour for my cocoa. I'm going to blend this with my blender. So before you blend, make sure you pick out the bad ones from the corn, and you can also take it to the local places that they grind, like at the marketplace, to local grinders too. You are going to get what you want. Just make sure that it is neat. But I'm going to do this on my own with my blender. So right now I have blended my maize, and now I'm sieving it. Hello guys, in this cocoa recipe I'll be making use of sugar, margarine, cinnamon, salt, cornmeal flour and wheat flour. The recipe will be displayed right there on your screen. So for this recipe I made use of 400 gram of cornmeal flour, and 450 gram of cornmeal flour and 50 gram of wheat flour, then 100 gram of sugar. I'm making use of half teaspoon of salt and quarter teaspoon of nutmeg. We're going to sieve it in, of cinnamon. You can also use nutmeg. So after dividing my flour into two, then I'll add my 1 teaspoon of margarine into the cornmeal flour I'm going to use to make the starch. And after that, you incorporate it well. So we are going to make starch with this flour. I am in my kitchen already, and it is time to make our corn starch. So this is hot water. You have to boil your water to be very hot, and you have to use a little bit of water as much as possible. Then you constitute it to form a starch. So you have to do this on fire till it actually forms a starch. So here is the cocoa starch with butter. You can see how soft it is. Hello guys, I'm super excited to be here with you today. In this video I'm going to show us how to make cocoa, popularly known as corn sticks, and here are the recipe. I have the maize flour. This is maize flour or corn flour. This is the yellow one, while this is the white one. We have sugar, we have salt, we have chili pepper, nutmeg and milk. In this video I'm going to be showing us how to make two types of cocoa and two methods of making the cocoa, so don't go anywhere. Also in this recipe we are going to be making use of corn flour, the processed corn flour, which is corn starch, popularly known as corn flour. Now we want to begin with the first method and the first recipe of making the cocoa. Do not worry, the full recipe will be written right on your screen. Now this is the white corn flour. I'm going to pour it in. So I'm going to add my sugar, about 2 tablespoons of sugar. Now I'll add my salt, a little bit of salt, then a little bit of nutmeg. You can also use cinnamon, and this is milk. So this recipe is milk cocoa recipe. This is about 1 teaspoon of milk. Just add a little more. Yes, and of course 1 teaspoon of the cornstarch. After molding the dough, so this is what I have. So you have to be very careful and make sure that your dough is not too soft. If your dough is too soft, you won't be able to make it to form the kokoro shape. Make sure it is hard. Make sure the dough is hard. Now we are going to allow it to completely cool down before we start molding. For the second recipe and the second method of making the kokoro, we are going to be making the spicy kokoro, and we are using the yellow corn flour. So you add a little bit of nutmeg. Then we are adding our chili pepper. That is why it is called spicy. You can get creative with this recipe. You can decide to use a banana pepper. You can decide to add your onions or blend of spices as you want it. Your sugar. Yes. A little bit of salt. You can also add milk as you like. This is optional. And of course, our cornstarch. We had our cornstarch just to give it strength, to give it a little bit of strength when we want to make it as a dough. So after mixing, we mix it together, and we are going to form our starch just like we did for the first recipe of kokoro.